Right, so to start off with, if you're going to make a wired sugar rose, you need to roll a ball in your hand and then just form it into a cone. Something like that. You see that? Okay, and then take a piece of florist wire and just bend the end over. So you bend the end over, so you make it into a hook, and hopefully you can see that okay. To the top of your cone, and then just pull it through, so you can see, pull it through until it goes into the cone, and then just reform that over the top. Okay, so there you have it. So those you would then bend over the end, hang them upside down on anything that you can overnight, so that the cone goes really hard, and then it's ready for you to use to do your sugar paste rose for the next day. Okay, it's a good idea to let them go hard, because you start working with these when they're soft, and you'll pull it off of the wire. Once it's set hard, it will stay there. The hook inside creates a nice catchment on the cone, and then you can just work with it as you would. Okay, so that's how you would start off your wired one. If you roll your icing out to about 3 millimeters, don't want it too thin. Okay, so I've rolled my icing, and this is my own flour paste recipe, which you can find a listing for at the end of this video, and that's the exact thickness that I want. So now I'm just going to punch out a whole load of circles, and there you can see just how thick that is. So not too thick, not too thin, okay, and easy to work with. Okay, so there are all my circles. Just put them to one side, and then put your pieces on your foam, and then just a smooth round on the edge, just one smooth round, so you make it thinner and it's slightly pliable. That's all you need to do, one smooth round, one smooth round. Just keep doing that on all of them. Until you've done them all. Right, so I have all my circles smoothed round. Now I'm going to show you how to put them together. So, making the cone. Take your first one and just wrap it round your rose. Okay. Take another one, take it on the opposite side and just wrap it round. Now everybody has their own way of doing this, so just practice and play around with them. You can always scrunch them up and do them again. So there's your basic start. Really easy. So now start taking them like this and just pop them inside each other. Okay, so now you're creating a continuous petal round. So very easy. At this point I'm not needing to use sugar glue because my icing is fairly tacky. Okay, so you've got at that point, you can see that. Okay, so now I'm just going to manipulate these to how I want. Just play around with them till you're happy with what you've got. And you can see the rose taking shape already. Alright, so now we're going to start on the next layer around. Same again, just start where you want and put them inside each other. Just work your way around. Now if you have your icing too thin, these will just flop over and not do anything. If you have your icing too thick, you end up with a massive rose and it not looking the way you want it to. So try as hard as you can to get them the nice consistency so they're not too thick but not too thin. So just keep tucking them inside. Didn't flute that one. Just keep tucking them inside until you've got all the way around. Okay, so I've gone all the way around, and all I'm going to do is just play around with these again. Okay, just mess around with them until you're happy with what you've got. There we go. Now I think that's a little bit too heavy this side, so I'm just going to add a couple more on this side, and you can just do that by literally adding them on the outside. So you can see already making a difference. I think just that one makes it perfect. That's all I need. And there you have it. That's how to make a sugar rose. So when you're doing your, if I was putting that onto a cake, I would actually take all of this off of the back, literally by cutting through the bottom of it. And there you go. And then that would sit nicely on a cake. And you leave it to get hard overnight, and then place them on your cake wherever you want them to be. If you're making your wired sugar rose, then you would do exactly the same as I did before. Let them dry, so you'd hang them upside down on something, let them dry, and then you can then cover the wire in your green florist wire, paper, and then start putting them together as a bouquet, but that's for another video. Alright, I hope that helps.